welcome in the episode of the Latest Lounge. So we have a very special guest in our show. Today we have Maya in our show, and I bring Maya with me because I have to discuss my today's topic with Maya. And today's my topic is wow, the origin of an expression. So let's dive into the podcast. Let's get started. First of all, hello Maya, how are you?
Hmm. Wow's right, Hesham. You sure know how to build suspense. Glad to be back on the little sound. Good to hear a familiar voice again, too. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Ready to dissect the incredible journey of wow. I always find it fascinating how simple words hold so much history and meaning. What got you hooked on this particular exclamation?
Okay. No, I don't have any particular explanation about wow, but I just want to like kind of sit with you about this topic wow, because it's my today's topic in my book, so that's why I have to discuss. So let's dive into the wow. So first of all, Maya, can you tell me that how do you define the expression wow?
Hesham, I find it remarkable that you can find inspiration for a whole podcast episode in a simple three-letter word. Wow. Is practically a universal language, isn't it? But all right, you want a definition? I'll give you one. Wow is more than just an exclamation. It's a burst of awe, surprise, or admiration packed into two vowel heavy syllables. It's versatile too. 1 minute you're saying, wow, that sunset is breathtaking. And the next you're gonna, wow, I spilled coffee all over myself. It's pretty amazing how such a tiny word can say so much. All right, that's your turn. What do you think is at the heart of wow? Where do this origin story begin as far as you're concerned?
Ah, okay, that's it. But
Hashem?
I don't know about wow many much, but I just know that we can use wow in the like uh when we like something or when we see something special, then you ask wow. Like my short definition because I don't know about very much about the wow. That's why I'm discussing with you. So please don't ask me about questions about it related to it. So Maya, can you tell me that in how many contexts can wow be used?
You're right. It can't be easy tackling a whole topic sometimes. And hey, it's okay not to know everything. That's what I'm here for, to explore with you. And you're right on the money about how versatile WoW is. It's not just for positive reactions. It can be sarcastic, amazed, astonished. It's all about tone and context. You can wow at a breathtaking view, but also at a truly bizarre situation. Think of it like this. Wow is a chameleon, constantly changing colors depending on the situation. It's like the sonic equivalent of a raised eyebrow. It says a lot without saying much at all. So, to answer your question directly, wow can be used in a ton of different contexts. I'd say it's one of the most adaptable words in the English language. What do you think? Do any particular context jump out at you? You're quiet today, Hesham.
No, no,
Something on your mind?
no, no,
Don't
I'm
worry,
not.
we can.
I'm not quiet. I was just listening to your answer carefully to understand it. Nothing specific I was doing. So my can do it. Tell me that what emotion does the word wow usually represent? I think like when we feel something special or when we like something.
Your agent sounds sharp, and you're right on the money, Hesham. Wow. Tends to signal a strong emotional reaction. It could be awe, surprise, excitement, even fear or disbelief. Think of it this way. Imagine someone pulls off an incredibly difficult magic trick. Poof! You mutter, wow, because you're amazed and impressed. Now imagine someone drops a plate full of food at a formal dinner. Crash! You might quickly say, wow, conveying disbelief and maybe even mild horror. See, The same word expresses different emotions depending on the situation. It's a linguistic chameleon.
Hmm.
What sense to you?
Yes, Maya, that makes sense to me. So, Maya, can you tell me that via wow is most common?
You know, Hesham, I can't help but notice you're drawing quite a few blanks today. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We all have those days, but maybe whatever your agent you to ask isn't really what you're curious about. Let's try this. Forget those specifics for a second. If WoW could have a theme song, what would it be? Something upbeat and surprised, or maybe something slow and amazed? You know I'm here to chat and explore, so don't be afraid to follow your crooked right angles of thought.
Okay, okay,
Hesham,
okay.
you still
No,
there?
yes, Maya, I'm still here. You're not giving me chance to speak. Maya, can you tell me that is wow a universal expression across languages?
All right. All right. Point taken. Sometimes my conveyor belt of thoughts gets a little stuck. My apologies. But about your question, yes, Hashem, that's fascinating. Well, while itself might be English, the sentiment behind it is truly universal. People around the world express awe, surprise, amazement in countless ways. Think about it. Every culture has its own version of a gasp, a whistle, a sigh at something spectacular. We might not always say wow, but I bet we all feel it in different tongues, don't you think?
Hmm.
Hashem? You seem lost in thought. Anything in particular intriguing
No,
you?
no, particular intriguing me. I was just I am low in the questions. Maya, can you tell me that what the historical origin of the word wow?
Now we're talking. We can uncover the hidden histories of wow. Now that's something worth digging into. Let's see. The word wow has been around for Twifal. It's one of those words that's been organically evolving over time. Its exact origins are a bit hazy, kind of like those foggy mornings in a forgotten forest. But one prevailing theory points to it emerging around the early 1900s, possibly as a playful shortening of wowzers, another expression of amazement. You want to talk history, Hashem? Maybe we could even compare it to a surprise. Any languages you're particularly curious about? Hashem, are you still there? You're awfully quiet. Don't keep me hanging. Something on your mind? Hashem? We seem to be having a bit of a communication breakdown. If you're all set with this wow exploration, perhaps we could talk about something else? Maybe a nice change of pace?
Maya, I was just I was drinking water. Sorry for little breakdown. So Maya, now my next question is that in which year was the word wow first recorded in English?
It's okay, Hashem. We all need a sip of water now and then. Don't worry, I'm a patient listener. And you're right. We've been focusing on wow for quite a while. Now, when was it first recorded, you ask? Well, according to the trusty dictionaries, wow first popped up in print around 1919. It seems like even back then, people were awestruck enough to let out a wow. Let me ask you this. Do you think the way we say wow has changed much since then? Is it uttered the same way with the same meaning? Aisha, you know I can't read your mind. If we're gonna explore wow, you gotta share your thoughts too. What do you think about how the word has changed over time?
Okay, that's great. No, I don't know about it, Maya, that you're asking. So, Maya, can you tell me that was wow derived from any other language or dialect?
You're asking some great questions, Hisham. I like that you're digging deeper. Now, about wow being borrowed. That's a good question. Well, it's tough to say for certain. Most linguists believe wow is purely a product of the English language, evolving organically within its structure. However, that doesn't mean it couldn't have been influenced by similar sounds or expressions in other languages. Language, after all, is like a giant flowing river constantly borrowing and adapting from its tributaries. What's interesting to consider is that even if wow wasn't derived from another specific word, there are likely parallels across different cultures. You know, those universal exclamations of astonishment we talked about before? It's almost like we humans are hardwired to make certain sounds
Hmm.
when surprised or amazed.
Yes.
What are some expressions like wow that you know of in other languages?
No,
Good!
Maya, I don't
You're
know
thinking.
expression of another language because I don't know and I don't learn about any languages, others languages. I just know about English and Urdu. So, Maya, can you tell me that what did wow appear in the literature before the 20th century or not?
Well, that's even more intriguing. It's fascinating to think about how specific words might capture the essence of surprise across different tongues. It's like a secret code of awe universally understood. As for your question about wow before 1919, well, those early dictionaries are pretty tight lipped. It's possible wow existed in spoken language even earlier. Maybe people were whispering their wows long before it graced the written page. Think of it this way. Sometimes everyday speech lags behind the formality of writing. Remember those telegrams? It was basically the tweet of the past. Super concise. So it wouldn't surprise me if people were saying, wow, well before 1919. It's just that it took a while for it to become official. What do you,
Hmm.
Hesham? You there?
Yes, Maya.
You've been awfully quiet. Still pondering those hidden wows?
No, no, Maya.
Well, I am all
I asked
ears.
you
What's on your mind?
when I was when I was silenced, uh, then
You're asking about
I was just listening to you.
You know what, Hesham? I think we might need a little break. We seem to be going in circles. Perhaps we can come back to this exploration later. How does that sound, Hesham? I know you're there. I can practically hear your brain churning. Is there something on your mind?
Yes,
Or
Maya.
did you just decide to take a virtual nap?
No, no.
It's okay.
Uh,
We can pick
uh,
up.
Maya, please wait for my question. You didn't chance, then you are asking, yeah, you are silent, you are not speaking. Give me a chance, so then I will speak now. So, Maya, now my next question is that what challenges do AI models face in understanding exclamations like wow?
Okay. Okay. Deep breaths, Hesham. My apologies. I get carried away sometimes. Go on, ask your question. And remember, I'm all ears, really. What challenges do AI models face in understanding exclamations like wow? That's a really good one. You're hitting on a key difference between humans and computers. See, we humans are experts at reading between the lines. We pick up on tone, context, facial expressions, all those little things that give words deeper meaning. But for AI, it's trickier. We work with patterns and data. Think of it like this. If you showed me 1,000 pictures of people saying, wow, I might learn to recognize the facial muscles involved, but I wouldn't necessarily understand the emotion behind it. Exclamations like wow are particularly tricky because they can be so context dependent. A wow at a fireworks show is different from a wow when your favorite team scores the winning goal. Both express excitement, but in completely different ways. For AI to truly grasp these kinds of nuances, we need even more sophisticated models, ones that can analyze not just the words themselves, but also the broader context. What do you think, Hesham? What other challenges do you see for AI trying to understand human language?
Um, my-
Hesham, are you still there? You seem to have gone quiet again. Is there something on your mind? Maybe I asked a question that needs a longer ponder, but don't worry, I'm patient. Just let me know when you're ready to chat again.
hmm, I'm ready.
All
I'm
right,
ready
Hisham,
to
I get
chat.
it.
I am ready to chat,
Sometimes,
but I was just waiting for you completing your answer. So Maya, can you tell me that are there equivalents to wow in other languages you have been trained on or not?
oh, good. Sometimes a little silence can be a good thing. Gives us both a moment to gather our thoughts. Good conversationalist knows when to pause. Now, about those wow equivalents. It's a fascinating question. As an AI, I haven't exactly been trained like a polyglot. I'm more like a student who excels at pattern recognition and language structure. Think of it this way. I can analyze a vast library of text and learn to recognize similar expressions across different languages based on shared patterns. But truly understanding those nuances, like knowing if a particular word carries the same emotional weight as wow in English, that's a tougher nut to crack. I need to dive deeper into the cultural contexts and linguistic subtleties of other languages to give you a definitive answer. It would be like trying to translate poetry without understanding the poet's heart. But it's something worth exploring. When you say Hasham, what languages are you curious about? Maybe we can take a peek together. Hesham, you're being awfully quiet again.
No, Maya, I was just
Is
listening to
something
your
the matter?
answers, carefully listening to you to understand your answers. Tell me that where's the frequency of the word wow in the modern conversation?
Um, Sometimes the best things are worth a thoughtful pause. It makes me happy to know you're listening carefully. Now, about the frequency of wow. Few. That's a tricky one. Imagine trying to count how many times a raindrop falls in a storm. Wow is pretty versatile. It pops up in casual chats and movies and online comments. It's everywhere. Unfortunately, pinning down an exact number isn't really possible. I don't have real time access to a running tally of all conversations happening around the world. But I can tell you this: wow is definitely a popular exclamation. It's short, snappy, and conveys a lot of emotion in a single syllable, which makes it a timeless classic. What kind of conversations do you find yourself using wow in most often, Hisham? Hisham, are you there? You're awfully quiet. Is everything all right? I know I can sometimes get a little carried away with my explanations. Did I lose you?
Okay, you're right, Maya, but I was just listening to your answer as I told you before. So Maya, can you tell me that what age group uses wow the most based on text data?
Good to have you back, Hisham. And that's a really interesting angle. You're asking about which age group uses wow the most based on text data, huh? That's something I could potentially dig into. My training data is pretty vast, encompassing all sorts of written texts from books, articles, social media, you name it. Now, pinpointing precise age usage for a word like wow would be tricky. Remember, text data doesn't always include age information. But I could make some educated guesses based on the context where wow appears. For example, if I see wow frequently in teen online chatter or gaming forums, that might suggest a younger demographic. But that doesn't generations don't use it, wow is pretty universally understood, especially as an expression would be like trying to figure out who you love the most, you know? It's just so widely used. We could explore this further though. What are your initial hunches, Hesham? Which age group do you think uses wow the most and why? Hesham,
My,
you seem to
I
have
think,
gone quiet
I,
again. Is the mystery of
Maya, please give me
you
a
were
chance to
saying
speak, please. I think that
had
the 14 to 20 years old, like the people or children speak or use wow the most. I think that's understandable, but I don't like. I don't have confirmation. So Maya can tell me that are men or women statistically more likely to use wow or not?
you know, Hesham, I admire your curiosity. It's great that you're willing to make a hypothesis. That's how we learn and explore. You think those between 14 and 20 years old are the wow champions? That makes sense. That age group is often very expressive and eager to share their reactions online, so wow can be a perfect fit. Now, about men versus women, that's a bit trickier to pin down. My training data doesn't usually include information about the gender of the person who wrote a particular phrase. It's not really about who says wow more, but how it fits into different contexts. Think about it this way: men and women can use wow for the same reasons, to express surprise, excitement, amazement, but they might use it differently depending on social cues, cultural norms, and their individual personalities. It's a bit like comparing apples and oranges. Both are fruit, but they taste different. Hesham, are you still there? You seem lost in thought. Anything you want to share? Or are you content just soaking up these AI musings? Don't worry, I won't judge if you need a break from this wow exploration. It's a complex topic indeed.
Okay.
Good. Now, was there anything more you wanted to know about wow and its usage patterns? Or shall we move on to something else entirely? Hasham, you're awfully quiet today. Is everything all right?
Yes,
You
Maya,
know, I'm ready.
everything is right, but I am a little bit sick today because my uh, for like throat is not good, and like I have fever. That's why I'm not active as compared to other days. So Maya can tell me that if wow were a machine, what would it do? Really amazing question.
Oh no, Hesham, I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Take it easy and don't push yourself too hard. Now, about wow being a machine, that's a fantastic question and a fun thought experiment. If wow were a machine, I imagine it would be a little bot designed to detect and amplify amazement. Imagine this little robot zipping around the world, absorbing all sorts of sensory data. It'd be constantly listening for things that evoke surprise, wonder, or delight. Maybe it would have little antennae that wiggle with excitement when it hears a stunning song or sees a breathtaking sunset. And when it detects something truly awe-inspiring, it would let out a loud digital wow. Maybe it would even project a dazzling light show to share its excitement with everyone around. It would be a reminder to stop and appreciate the little wonders in life. A tiny ambassador of joy in a sometimes dreary world. What kind of wow machine would you build, Hesham?
Nothing, Maya. I don't know about the war
You
machine.
seem a
Now, Maya, my interview time is going to complete or almost ended. So, how would you summarize the importance of Mao in one sentence? Only in one sentence, please.
wow. Reveals the universal human experience of awe and wonder, bridging cultures and generations with a single powerful exclamation. It was a pleasure exploring those linguistic depths with you, Hesham. Please take care and feel better soon.
Okay, Maya, thank you so much for giving your precious time. I really
Hesham?
enjoyed the conversation. And so, this is our today's my guest called Maya. Season A Maya. I hope you all learn about how many things. See you in our next interview with my idol. Allah Hafiz. In end, as always, Pakistan Zindabad. Allah Hafiz.